Welcome back, whippersnappers. This is Gramps. We are in Shapes 2, the new dimension update. Very exciting stuff. As you can see, this is the old MAM that we built in the hard mode series. So here is our normal random operator shape MAM, and here is our crystal MAM there and there, all feeding into the center. Now, this is an older game file, so of course I got a lot of warnings that this is not compatible, that things will be broken and missing, and that is very true. When you come down here, you can see, this is a green global receiver for that first layer, and then on the second layer, hey, that's also green. Well, there's a reason for that. And I want to get into it, and we're not actually going to play this this build. I am literally just opening it up to show you some of the new things, some of the cool new changes that have happened. And we then we're going to start a brand new series, completely fresh, with our next episode. And that's also going to be on hard mode, but again with this new the new world. So one of the things, if we zoom in, you can see the rails look very different to me, and you can also see over here we've got platform floors. So we have 2 layers of platforms, right? So I can take this and come down here and build a series of rails underneath the rails. So we can have 2 layers of rails. And there's other graphic changes too. This looks very different. Our little stops look different. And yeah, so the way these work is going to be different, and we'll get into all that. The belts look pretty similar. The tubes for or the liquid ones look similar too. They have that little they've got that coming out, which I don't know if the old one had that. That's interesting. One of the things, let me show you this. So you see here how all of these liquid connectors, what do we call it, space pipes, are disconnected. Well, that's because of the, they were using the underneathy. Well, now there's an automatic underneath here that gets built, so it basically comes and goes straight down across, straight up. So there's no more having to swoop, although this takes up the same amount of space, so I don't know why that I'm making a comment on that, to be honest. So just a quick note too, if you enjoy this content, if you enjoy learning about shapes and Shapes 2, please like and subscribe. We're going to be going through this whole thing, and we are going to get back up to this stage where we create a MAM. But it's going to look very different because all of the blueprints that we have all right here are all going away. I'm gonna basically just trash everything. Because we're not really going to need them, because we're going to recreate stuff from scratch, and then we'll save those blueprints. You can see the loading stations have changed, for both shapes and liquid. It's nice too that they are, the shapes ones are bright orange, liquid ones are blue, so they really stand out. As you know, I've had issues with that. The way things are Here, let's do this. Okay, there we go. So look at this. Look how fast this goes. It comes in from this guy and into here. So they really sped that up. So now these are available for delivery, which is great. Super helpful. Here comes a train, and it's going to load both of those in. So look how quickly the train loads. Gone. So let's take a look at the operator shapes and milestones. So milestones, we have, let's go back to the beginning here. I think this is all pretty normal. So yeah, start off with rotate and cut. Then you do your stacker and second floor. Next we have blueprints. And then space platforms. Notice that once we get space platforms, we do immediately have the unlock. We do immediately unlock the second platform floor. So that's where we're at right now in this game. Then over here. Oh, that's interesting too. I know. Yeah, we have. So these are all like the basic, milestones. It's not until here that we get an actual operator shape, operator level shape. And it looks like our operator level shapes are the same. So fluids and painting are next, and then trains. Trains do have a new item here, the quick stop. And we will talk about that. Color mixing. All normal pin pusher. Then we get a new goal, which you can see we have not yet unlocked, and a new shape, which is the third platform floor. So that will be a new goal to get to. Then we'll have our crystals. And look at this. Train delivery into the vortex has been made as a milestone now. So it's no longer 200 research points. So that's good. You know, that's fine. And then our final qualification. So that's pretty exciting. Tasks, I don't know that there's going to be anything here that's obviously radically different. Nope. But upgrades, this is where we get some new stuff. So we are going to be getting an overflow splitter. So on this, our shapes are going to continue along this path unless it builds up, and then they will start feeding off this way. So I think that could be used a number of ways. I think one of the ways we could use it as a an easy trash can. So I guess we'll take a look at that. We can unlock it right now because we've got 950 research points, so we've got a ton of those. Train capacity is going up from 5 to 6, so that's exciting. And our train colors, if you remember, previously we only had 4 train colors. We had red, green, blue, and white. Well, now this is going to allow us, we start off with red trains is what we get for free. Then we can unlock the rest of the primary colors, which is green and blue. Then we can unlock secondary colors, which is cyan, magenta, and yellow. Then we can unlock tertiary colors, which is white. So that is great. And those go in order, of course. Transfer stations. These are going to just let us swap, when we build our little handoff depots, our train is just going to be able to send materials over to a new train quick and easy. That's going to be fun. And then a wait stop. This is going to make trains wait for a fixed duration and or until being fully loaded or unloaded. And this, I feel, is what our older train stops were. A little bit. And we're going to have to, look into it, of course. And the last one in here that we don't have is under wires, and this is our operator shape receiver. So the way the receivers are working is very different. Oh, it requires third floor. That's interesting. I wonder if it's a taller item. Oh yeah, third floor. Right, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking third platform. Okay, so you see all of our operator shapes are unlocked here and are the same. This one is the new one. We also, up here, this is showing all of our operator shapes and where they are and when they're delivering. So that is kind of cool. Our different blueprint shapes over here. Of course, I still have the link to the different operator shapes. Of course, now you're gonna see it's all broken. But let's see, dragging that, and again, things transferred a lot quicker. You can see these guys are coming in, they're already here, they're already coming through. These belt speeds are significantly faster, so that is great. The tracks also come along here. You can go down and up, right? And you see how that looks. But we can also, we can also do this, or we come over to decorations and do a little bit of a smoother transition. So that's another option because we have this supporter pack. Let's take, oh, look at that. So you're only deleting on one layer. That's good to know. All right, let's do this. Let's get over here near something. All right, so I want to show you this. In here, and let's just put down a platform. So, oh, also, wait, are there a bunch of new? Oh yeah, look at that. So line foundations, rectangular foundations, and irregular foundations. So those are all available. All the useless textures, shapes. Including, and a 1x4, which is great. Okay, so let me show you how the new transmitters and receivers work. If we come down into here, we can see, actually under wires, where we have our global signal transmitter, global signal receiver, and the operator signal receiver. So the operator signal receiver works very similarly to what we're used to. Comes down, and you can either pick random operator shape 0 or 1. There's 0 and there's 1. They don't look any different. And that's okay. Again, down here, this is the random operator shape 0. This is random operator shape 1. That's nice too, now that they've added this in, it kind of separates those out. So number 1 is the one with crystals, 0 has no crystals. Okay, so that's normal, right? But take a look at this. So here's a transmitter. And when we click on it, there's no drop down anymore. Well, that's because we have a different, it works differently. You can see there are 2 places here for wires. One has a number and one has a little electron, a little lightning bolt. So this is the channel identifier. This is the actual signal that you want to send out on this thing. And what we're going to do is bring in a signal producer here. And I'm just going to give it a little space so we can do this. And what you do is you assign this a shape. So let's say that. Okay. So that is the channel of this signal transmitter. That is the channel. Okay. Now over here, we're going to have, here's what we're going to send. And this could be a shape. Like, let's just do the same thing. All right. All right, so the signal, the transmitter named, gray circle is sending out a signal of gray circle. Now let's come over here to a receiver. And again, you can see there's nothing coming. That's because we've not assigned this to a channel. So, signal producer coming in here. See you. Boom. Now it is pulling in this signal and using it. And just to show you, let's change this to a square. Takes a second, but now this updates, and you can see, even though the channel is called circle, it's transmitting signals. So this is purely an identifier. Now this can also, of course, doesn't have to be that. It could be, C, rectangle, windmill, spike, and it could be yellow, magenta, blue, white. All right, so this is our channel. So you can see we can get a absolute ton of different channels. And this is something I was just talking about recently, saying, hey, this is great, but we only have 8 different channels. It'd be great if we had more. And in my mind, I was saying, God, could we maybe get 16? Well, now we've got thousands of channels. So this is amazing. And again, if I copy this and put it over here, then it's transmitting that same signal down here. Of course, doesn't need to be a shape. This could be a color. All right. So that's pretty exciting. And I think I've got some ideas on how we can use that. We can also, of course, these are all flippable. So if we need that on the, upper, bottom, other side, it's all good. So very, very customizable, very exciting. But let me show you something that I think is even more exciting. And first, let's do this. And that. Okay, I'm just going to get a belt going here. And let's do this. Boing. And just send some shapes down here, because here is the exciting part. Here, right, let me do this. Oh. All right, so I'm going to bring shapes in. But look at this. When I go to the ramp, the belt launcher, click drag, and it's just jumping over one. Click drag, it's 2, click drag 3, click drag 4. So exciting. And one of the things I want to point out too is this. Let's let that go through. These are all coming in at the same time, but you see that the one that jumps the furthest, it goes quicker. So it's much quicker to jump than not. And if you compare that bottom one here to no jump, you can see how much faster even that one is. See, now it's in, and now this one's in. So pretty exciting, and that same thing applies to wire transmitters. This won't be a speed difference. This will just be a space difference, which is great. So super exciting. We also have our overflow splitters. So if we get rid of this and it backs up, now it's going to start sending the overflow this way into trash. Now, one of the things I haven't checked yet, can we put trash on different layers? No, we still cannot. So we can still only have trash on the bottom ground layer, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Decorations are still just the labels. Oh, and there is still only one simulated rotator. It only rotates clockwise. And all these guys are the same. Toggle. All the filters and whatnot. Belt reader, same. And again, yeah, we've talked about all of those and all of these. So, nothing new or exciting here. Good. Yes, we can do the same jumps with fluid. And I'm sure those are going to be speed differences. So it's pretty exciting, the options that we've got. So I'm looking forward to that. There's supposed to be a new platform animation. Is that it? Oh, that's what this is. This is level 1. This is level 0. And then the next one, I assume, is going to be level 2. I didn't realize what all those ones were. Now to make sense. So, yeah, again, none of this stuff is all working because of all these changes. And that's okay. I'm not worried about it. the, all of this. So you can see that on this little breakdown that all these guys went away. That's because the transmitters have just changed so much. So what we would do for this normally, or in this new world, is we're going to come in and do a transmitter. And yeah. Sorry, do transmitter like this. Okay, but then we need to assign it to a layer. Or I mean give it an ID. So if we did this and said this is that, then that's great. Will this all fit? I don't think this will fit. Yeah, that's not going to fit now. So anyway, I'm not gonna rebuild it all, but then we would come over here, and that's, this guy down here, and we need to just sort of we'd have to rework this a bit to get a receiver in here. We'll do that. And over here, we would say, give it a signal of CY. And now you can see it's receiving that signal. So then we'd bring it in, cut it up, do what we need to it. Now what we could do is on a thing like this, instead of having a smaller one like this, and again, this is receiving the random operator shape, is we could break it down and say, this one is this, but then take this signal, give it a rotate, and have it broadcast out. So, and if we say something like this, identify it maybe this way. Yeah, see, this is that top right shape. Okay. But then give it a rotate. So we do this, CY. And then bring it down here. And we say rotate. Right, so then this is actually, showing it rotated. And so it's that quadrant now. And, anyway, that was just an idea I had. And so then back over here, instead of bringing stuff in and doing all this work here on the platform, we could do that way back over on the that first platform. So definitely will save room and space over here. Here's another thing that's great. I think these are going to update a lot quicker, but also, let's change this. As you see, when I mouse over the wire, it shows me the signal that is coming out of this wire. Even way down here. See over here where we're separating things out. It's just so great. Very cool stuff. So that is super helpful. So good. So good. All right. Well, my friends, this is some exciting stuff. I can't wait to get into it. See this whole jump right here? Didn't have to be that far. Could just be like that. And like that. That means all of this can change. You know, this had to be spaced out this way because of the 4 minimum that all the jumps had to take. So yeah, that's why I'm going to build completely new blueprints. You can see all the labels. All the labels broke too. So anyway, excited about it. We've got a lot of stuff we can do. You see, these are the standard train stops, and you see how the trains are just bypassing them because there's nothing to pick up here. If there was something to pick up, it would stop and grab, but there's not. And even this train, see that it didn't stop at any of those stops because it was already full of blue and red. See this? It's not stopping because it already has blue and red, blue and blue. So it's like, oh, nothing for me. Gonna keep on moving, which is great. You can see some train redesign. Actually, yeah, our trains look pretty different. A little different. Super cool stuff. I'm looking forward to getting into this. So next episode, we are going to start with a blank slate. We are going to be in hard mode with just quadrants, not hex. But we're going to... I think that's probably the way most people play, is quadrants over hex. But we will be in hard mode. And we are going to go through and get this all going. Everything that we've learned recently with our hex MAM build, I'm really excited about, you know, having everything going in the same direction. You know, easy updates. You know, I have all these different trains coming in with all different colors. Well, now they could all be actually the color of the fluid that they're bringing. You know, we can have a yellow train instead of a red train bringing yellow fluid. We can have a yellow train bringing yellow fluid. So, very exciting stuff. Looking forward to it. Recreating all of this in its new found glory. And we will go through all those milestones. And yeah, I hope you're going to come along and join us. Please leave comments. You know, of course, like and subscribe if you have any friend that you think might be interested in shapes. You know, please point them to these videos. There's some good stuff here, and I feel like it's a good community. I've had a couple of users point out things to me and be super helpful and very constructive, and that's absolutely great. I love it. So we're going to get going and looking forward to it. We'll see you next episode. This is Gramps signing off.